Rebbetzin, Shniaorson, the Rebbe's mother, left Russia together with the Ashalonin, groups that left Russia illegally. I, as a child, as an infant, was also on one of them, and made her way eventually to the old Air Force base in Poking, Germany. My family happened to live right next door to the Rebbe's. Tufshin Zayin, she left to France, where the Rebbe came and met her. And it took 2 months before the Rebbe was able to get her all the papers necessary to bring her to America. The Rebbetzin was very cultured, carried herself well, almost regally. We could see that just the way she walked in the street. She had many, many tzaras in her life after all. Very, very, very difficult life. And yet, always with a smile. People would come over and greet her always with a nice shake of the head and a nice smile. Simchas Teire Tovshin Yutes was the first time that my father let me stay up for the Nigen, which the Rebbe used to teach after the Akofis and after Sudas Yontif and Simchas Teire. 4 o'clock in the morning, he began to tell a story. He told the story of Shamil, which everybody knows. And then that was the story, and he says the nimshul of the story is the neshama comes down, Yeredas Laguf, and the neshama struggles with its mission to be able to change the guf and nefesh habamis, and the neshama yearns to go up l'mayla, but the neshama has to stay l'mata because that's the kavanah elyona. And that was the nimshul. While the Rebbe was telling the nimshul, he cried terribly. He cried so that his body shook, ad kedei kach. And then he began to teach the Nigen, Shamil's Nigen. So I left, slept, I got up with a start, and as I'm coming up Kingston Avenue, I meet the Rebbetzin. And she says to me, "Du bist nicht gewesen bei Nigen?" So I very proudly said, "Yes, I was there." And she asked me, "Welchem Nigen is gewesen?" What the Nigen was. So I said, "Ich gedenk nicht. Aber sie gewesen am meisten mit Shamil. Shmil, something like that." So she looks at me and smiles. And then I said, "Ihr gedenkt nicht dem Nigen, aber der Rebbe sehr, sehr stark gewähnt." And we're walking towards 770 that way. Get to 770, instead of going to where the Weibeshul was, she started going down the incline that went to the sukkah. A little bit unusual. We walked down, there were 2 swinging doors. And we got to the swinging doors, and I said, "Ich will da reingehen?" So she nods to me, and I open the doors, and she steps inside, and she's standing and watching. The Rebbe was on the bima. I didn't know what I was supposed to do, but I figured, let me make a shvil between her. She was not a tall woman, between her and the Rebbe. So I tapped a couple of guys on the shoulders, those who were standing in front of me, and suddenly a shvil opens up from where she's standing next to the door, all the way until the front, till where the Rebbe was standing. The Rebbe says good yontif to her. She gets it yontif, smiles, and leaves. And people ask me right away, "What happened? Where'd you see her? What? I don't know." Finally, somebody squeezed out of me that I told her I was walking with her. I told her I was by the Nigen. I told her the Rebbe was crying. She said, "Oh, yeah. You told the Rebbe's mother that the Rebbe was crying. The Rebbe she wanted to see him." The way the Rebbe performed Kibbud Eim was just unbelievable. From the day she arrived in America, he saw her every single day, in spite of the tremendous amount of work and responsibilities that he had, he made sure that every single day he would visit his mother. We saw it.
My son, long may he live, has just left my home. He visits me daily, and twice on Friday. He makes my life much better. My apartment, where I am now, is not very large. It so happens that during the time he sits here with me, the room seems to be much bigger. During his visits, I don't at all feel many of the things that I find unpleasant, and under the inspiration of his noble devotion and greatness, I manage to live with him until his next visit, 24 hours later.
As Zira Risose in the bottom Medroshes, it are not geworden Ashere Yeladete, Druv, wie er da noch ist gewachsen, als Rabbi Shua ben Chananje, und mir sagt, das ist seine Schwach. Seine Schwach. Und wenn du will kamen Pomim, also die Jechanan, den Sachen, heute meine Schwachen, sagt die mich. Als ich hab dem gesagt, dass lebt ewig, ich bin Sud, mein Name ist Gabriel Vechulu. Sie kommen zu Rabbi Shua ben Chananje, ich darf sagen, Amayle Yine. Punkt, wie mir sagt, bei Sud Amayle Yine. Sagt mir, was ist, sie nehmen die Meile, sein Meile ist, als Asher Yeladete. Ich das nicht nehmen, bis wann das wird seine Meile.